Camilla, I've been very patient with you, but I won't have you ruining this for us again. Your presence has always brought bad luck to this house. Bad luck? No, I actually was the one who... I can't take any chances. Do you not realise that when you were away, the house got more interested buyers? I won't let your history with this house destroy our chance of a sale. You need to stay away, Camilla. Now go, shoo! Okay, but don't come begging for me back once I'm gone. Hi, I'm Camilla, married to my husband, Miguel. We live under the roof of his mother's house. Honestly, I can't complain about it. Living in our house felt like occupying a time capsule. An old soul that had been meticulously cared for, frozen in its prime. Camilla, you're outside staring at our house again. My husband's amused voice broke through my contemplation. Yeah, I can't help it. It's like a time capsule, frozen in its glory. I agree. It's amazing how it manages to still look so fresh despite its age. Right. Very well maintained indeed. He chuckled and ruffled my hair. You and your obsession with all things vintage. Well, I can't deny that living here has its charm. And indeed it did. A home that bore witness to our joys and sorrows, to the growth of our family. But as time marched forward, it became apparent that this house, as cherished as it was, could no longer accommodate what we envisioned for the future. Miguel and I were finally ready to try for a baby and expand our family. We decided that it was time for us to move out. After all, we needed all the space we could get to fulfill our dreams. We've outgrown this place. His voice was tinged with nostalgia, while I nodded in agreement. Sadly, it's time to move on, for all of us. So, we made the difficult decision to sell, setting our sights on a future of possibilities. The promise of financial gain and the excitement of a new chapter overshadowed the pain of leaving behind the memories we had etched into these walls. As days turned into weeks, our optimism began to wane. Potential buyers who had once shown enthusiasm dwindled, and our dreams of a prosperous future began to blur. Maybe you're asking too much, my mother-in-law interjected, a slight edge to her tone. Her eyes flicked briefly to me before settling on the house. I've done my research. The price is reasonable. Yeah, you might be the only one who thinks so. Well, let's just hope the right buyer comes along soon. I don't get it. Why does no one want to buy this house? It's beautiful. Oh, I know. Maybe your face scares them all away. My husband swiftly came to my defence, his voice steady yet firm. Mother, that's uncalled for. Let's all think rationally and come up with a better plan. Though offended, I maintained my composure. Matilda had a way of being blunt, sometimes too much so. She was known for speaking her mind, even if it stung. I'm serious. Try going away for once. Maybe they'll come pouring in. Suppressing the impulse to respond with equal intensity, I took a deep breath and looked at my husband, silently conveying my thoughts. He stepped in, his voice assertive. Mum, let's work together on this. Camilla's effort in this house is valuable, and we should respect her. No, it's fine, Miguel. I'll go. Matilda's words had stung, and though they were spoken in frustration, they had planted a seed of doubt in my mind. Maybe there was a hint of truth in her statement, a lingering worry that I was somehow hindering the sale of the house. To be completely honest, I had always been insecure about my appearance. I was in a car accident when I was a kid, leaving me with quite a visible scar on my left cheek. Miguel had never made me feel conscious about it, but my mother-in-law was never as kind. As I stood in our small home office, surrounded by papers and notes, I realised that I needed to take action. If there was even a remote possibility that my presence was affecting potential buyers, I had to explore different avenues. It was time to step out of the shadow of these walls and find a way to market the house without being tied to it. With a renewed sense of determination, I scoured the internet for real estate marketing workshops and seminars. One particular event caught my eye: a weekend retreat for real estate professionals looking to enhance their marketing strategies. It was being held in a different town, far from our own, and it seemed like the perfect opportunity to prove to myself that I was willing to do whatever it took. Presenting the idea to my husband was met with an understanding nod. "If this is what you think will help, then go for it. We're in this together, and I support you." His support fueled my resolve, and with his encouragement, I signed up for the retreat. The days leading up to it were a mix of excitement and trepidation. It was a step to the unknown, a journey that would challenge me in ways I hadn't anticipated. Leaving the house behind, even temporarily, felt like a significant step. Yet, I knew it was essential for the success of our goal to sell the house and secure a better future for our family. The retreat was held in a picturesque town nestled in the mountains. Surrounded by fellow real estate professionals, I participated in workshops that were insightful. There were also discussions with colleagues from different parts of the country that provided everyone with fresh perspectives. During that networking event, I found myself engaging in conversations about properties, marketing techniques, and success stories. With each interaction, I realised that I had been limiting myself by confining my efforts to our own town. With these innovative marketing strategies presented, an idea began to form. A way to showcase the house that did not rely solely on its physical presence, but rather on its unique features, its history, and its potential. As I shared my thoughts with the group, I was met with encouraging nods and thoughtful insight. Armed with this pocket full of ideas, I returned to our town, ready to put my plans into action. Weeks passed as I meticulously executed each step, leaving no stone unturned. One morning, I was sat at my desk. My phone buzzed with an incoming call. The caller ID displayed a local area code, and my heart raced with anticipation. Answering the call, I was met with an enthusiastic voice on the other end. "Hi, is this Camilla? I saw your virtual tour of the house, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm interested in scheduling a viewing." A surge of excitement shot through me. It was the first of many inquiries that would follow, and I felt a sense of validation for all the hard work I had poured into this endeavour. As the weeks went by, more calls and emails flooded in, each one filled with genuine interest in the house. Since my husband was away for work, I had to share the good news with him over the phone. "Honey, the response has been overwhelming since the retreat. It's like a floodgate has opened." "I knew your efforts would pay off. You brought a new energy to this whole process. Thank you for that, honey." "Well, it's for us. Why wouldn't I try my best?" "You should go tell my mother the good news. She will be so proud of you." "Yeah, I should. I will. But you know how your mother can be about me and the house." "She was just stressed at that time. I'm sure she'll be more than thrilled to hear about the success you brought. Trust me." Now, the true test began. What would Matilda's reaction be? I had been away from the house, working diligently to change its fate. With Miguel's words ringing in my ears, I knew it was time to reveal the fruits of my labour, so I mustered the courage to face her. As I drove to the house, my palms grew clammy. The scenario that played out in my mind ranged from Matilda's delight and acceptance to her outraged dismissal. Upon reaching the door, I hesitated. What if she didn't want to hear it? What if the past would always cloud her judgment? Pushing aside those doubts, I knocked gently, the sound echoing in the silence. "My peaceful days are over. You're here again. What do you want, Camilla?" "Sorry, I'm just here to share some news." "News? I'm not interested in more of your ideas. You should go before any potential clients see you." No, Matilda. This is different. I think you would want to hear this." "Can you not waste any more of my time?" "It's about the house. There's an interested buyer and they're scheduled to visit next week." "Then An interested buyer? Oh, that's fantastic news. I might finally be able to sell this place. A smile tugged at the corners of her lips, and I prepared to share the full story of how I had orchestrated this fortunate turn of events. But before I could, Matilda's expression shifted once more, her eyes narrowing. Camilla, I've been very patient with you, but I won't have you ruining this for us. Your presence has always brought bad luck to this house. My heart sank, the words hitting harder than I had anticipated. Bad luck? No, I actually was the one who... I can't take any chances. Do you not realise that when you were away, the house got more interested buyers? I won't let your history with this house destroy our chance at a sale. The weight of her words hung heavily in the air as she stepped back and gathered some of the belongings that I had left behind during the retreat. Without a word, she tossed them out into the front yard, a stark reminder of the rift that still existed. You need to stay away, Camilla. Now, go, shoo! Oh, okay. But don't come begging for me back once I'm gone. As I quickly gathered my belongings that she scattered across the yard, her eyebrows furrowed in confusion. I didn't linger. I walked away, not defeated but confident. Each step is a testament to the strength that came from knowing my worth. Still, the revelation that Matilda hadn't changed her stance hit me with a force I hadn't expected. It was a bittersweet realization. My efforts had borne fruit, but I was denied the opportunity to share in the joy. Matilda's actions spoke of her desperation to sell the house. In her mind, I was an obstacle, an unwanted element that threatened to sabotage her aspiration. Matilda returned to the living room, her confidence unwavering. The imminent visit of potential buyers filled her with hope and excitement. She glanced around, taking in the familiar corners and well-maintained furnishings. A sense of pride swelled within her as she envisioned the buyers being enchanted by her house's elegance and history. Over the week, she tried to maintain the house with its utmost quality. Her first task was to straighten the curtains. As she reached for the fabric, she felt a sudden dampness underneath her fingers. Glancing up, she realized the ceiling was marred by a water stain. Matilda looked upwards, her eyes widening as she noticed a steady drip. Water was seeping through the ceiling, forming a puddle on the floor. She rushed to grab a bucket, placing it beneath the leak. She hurried to the kitchen to fetch towels, only to be met with another unpleasant surprise. Water was gushing from a pipe beneath the sink, forming a small puddle on the floor. As she moved through her house, her attempts to salvage the appearance of the house were met with further disappointments. The once sturdy front door emitted an irritating squeak with every movement. Rats, apparently boldened by the change in circumstances, darted across the floors. The facade of perfection was crumbling, mirroring her own unease. Matilda could scarcely believe the rapid decay. That was when she dialed Miguel's number, desperation evident in her voice as he answered. Miguel, thank goodness you picked up. Everything's falling apart in the house. The ceiling is leaking, the pipes are bursting, and there are rats everywhere. Miguel's voice on the other end was calm, but uncertain. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Mum. I'm not sure how to fix those things, but that's fine. Camilla's probably seconds away from visiting the house. She'll take care of everything. She's always been good at handling these kind of situations, you know. Camilla? Oh, I forgot to mention. I kicked Camilla out. She's no good for the sale, so she's not here anymore. Besides, I doubt she'll contribute anything valuable here anyway. It's you who I need, son. Mum, you did what? That's a huge mistake. It's Camilla who knows the house inside and out. She's the one who's been maintaining it all along. It's her expertise alone that's been keeping the house together. If you want any chance of salvaging this sale, you have to bring her back. With those words, Matilda hung up the phone, a sense of urgency propelling her into action. She dialed my number repeatedly, each call going unanswered. As she paced the house, she left desperate voicemails, pleading for me to pick up. Camilla, please, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have kicked you out. The house is falling apart without you. I'm begging you, Camilla. Please come back and help us. We need you. But as the minutes turned to hours, Matilda's hope began to waver. I remained elusive. Of course, Miguel and I had kept in touch during his mother's attempts to sway me into returning and fixing the house, but we had both agreed that no amount of money could justify the disrespect shown to me. Then, the day of the scheduled viewing had arrived, casting a pall of anxiety over Matilda. She had spent the hours leading up to the appointment in a frenzied attempt to salvage the deteriorating house. With tools in her hands and a mixture of desperation and determination, she had attempted to mend what was broken. But despite her efforts, the state of the house remained a reflection of her neglect. As the potential owner's car pulled up to the driveway, Matilda's heart raced in her chest. With a forced smile, Matilda greeted the couple at the door, her voice striving to convey an air of confidence. Welcome to my home. I hope you find it as charming as I do. The couple exchanged glances. Their expressions were a mixture of curiosity and scepticism. As they entered the house, Matilda trailed behind, her heart pounding in her ears. She was acutely aware of every creaking floorboard, every leak, every peeling wallpaper that marred the once impeccable appearance. The tour was a painful exercise in maintaining composure as the couple's reaction ranged from raised eyebrows to stifled gasps. Matilda's attempts at conversation were met with polite nods and uneasy smiles, the atmosphere growing more awkward with each passing moment. We apologise for the condition of the house. We're in the process of addressing some maintenance issues. The couple's polite smile faltered, replaced by thinly veiled discomfort. It was clear that the state of the house was far from what they imagined. As they completed the tour and stepped back outside, Matilda's shoulders slumped in defeat. She knew that the sale had been lost, that the potential owners had seen through the illusion she had tried to maintain. The overwhelming sense of embarrassment enveloped her. We'll be in touch, the couple said with forced politeness before driving away, leaving Matilda standing on the doorstep alone. As the sound of their departure echoed in the quiet street, Matilda let out a deep sigh. She had allowed her own arrogance to sabotage the very outcome she had hoped for. Now, she lost not only the sale, but the entire house itself. Weeks after that, Matilda finally had the courage to reach out to me, apologising for her attitude. I accepted her apology because, after all, she was still Miguel's mother. We returned to work on the house, and Matilda was apologetic enough to let us keep all the money from selling it. She even agreed to move out to give us the space we needed to build a family. I could tell that she was genuine in her apology, so our relationship slowly healed. I must admit, what happened did scar our relationship, but I'd be honest when I say one ugly scar doesn't have to ruin everything. What did you think of the story? Do you agree with Camilla's decision not to return and let the house remain broken? Share your thoughts in the comment section below.